We live up in here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this recording so we have something for the archive. We've been playing around with our stream for the past 90 minutes. I ended up deleting it. It was like a 50-minute stream where I was walking around through the platform, checking out the software. Still lots of things to work out on the back end, but I was like, before I go to bed tonight, I will create something that can just live in the archive. So it's like a frog in my throat. But anyways, welcome in. Hello, hello. Y'all know I'm a barista in real life. You ever pay attention to when you walk into coffee shops? First thing us baristas say, hello, welcome in, welcome, welcome in. Welcome into the Grace Edit, where we explore life through tiny experiments and step away from the concept of goals. So I did post a poll that 92% of my following, all 22 of y'all, is probably about, I think 17 of y'all participated in the poll that we posted earlier this week. Let me read the poll options. And the reason why I posted the poll is because, as we stated in the poll, I'm starting a series of tiny experiments every Friday on this channel. And every Friday, I'll dive into a new experiment and I'll place a poll throughout the week so we know what the next experiment is for the next Friday. So, the first experiment, let me read the poll out to y'all first. So, the poll that I asked, I'm starting a series of tiny experiments every Friday on this channel. Which one should I try first? And there were four options: talk to strangers, ending a toxic relationship with the snooze button, read 10 pages every day, or create one new drink daily. I can't wait till I get a soundboard and I can add like a drum roll and other cool sound effects. So which one won? 29% said talk to strangers. 12% said for me to end that toxic relationship with the snooze button. 18% of the poll responded with create one new drink daily. And 41%, which is the winner of the poll, is read 10 pages every day. And honestly, that's the one that I wanted to do. See, the algorithm really does work. Isn't that wild? I did not ask for anybody to choose one specific answer, but the answer that won with 41% is read 10 pages every day. And that's the one that I wanted to do. So, the book that inspired the experiment, Tiny Experiments by Anne Laura Leconf. I'm rounding up on chapter 3. So, with that being said, I'll make sure I get my 10 pages in before I go to sleep tonight. And I will start my day off tomorrow morning with my 10 pages. And when I check back in on my live tomorrow, I will let you know how that went. So I will be showing up here on the live daily, sharing a few quotes from the 10 pages that I read, sharing things that potentially stand out to me on the page. Hopefully, a few of y'all will be able to join the conversation so I can also pose the questions back to y'all. And then again, on Fridays are the days where we will start new tiny experiments. And A poll will be posted every week, and we'll see what the new tiny experiment is. And for the first one, I'll be reading this book, Tiny Experiments, reading 10 pages a day within the next 30 days or until I finish the book. We'll see which one happens first. One small thing that stood out to me with this book thus far is in order to do tiny experiments, you got to remain curious. You got to remain curious. So, one way that I was able to remain curious this week for anybody out there that does drive an electric vehicle, I went to a charging station, I believe it was last week after a family event. And for those of y'all out there that drive electric vehicles, you know that there are definitely more vehicles than charging stations. So, when you're going to these charging stations, a lot of them have apps. And in the app will tell you how many charging stations are available, how many charging stations are in use. It lets you know when any of the chargers in the stations are broken. And so I went to Walmart to charge my vehicle last week, or to charge the vehicle I'm driving, I should say, last week. And in the app revealed that there were 10 charging units to charge. And in the first row, there was 1 through 8 charging units. It's been 80 to 90 degrees out here in LA for the past 3 weeks. Winter's been over. And in the app, you can see that the first 1 through 8 chargers were being used. So there was 2 more chargers that were available, but they weren't in that charging row. So I was like, you know what? I was in that moment teetering the line of, do I want to just be like, fuck this shit and go home and charge this vehicle at midnight? Or do I want to remain curious and figure out where charging station 9 and 10 is? So I tapped into my energy and I was like, okay, I have plenty of energy to stay curious and figure out where 9 and 10 is at. So I go down one aisle, passing Sephora, passing the AT&T store, passing Ulta Beauty, and mind you, it's a sunny day, and when the days are hot, sunny, warm, and feeling good, everybody's out in the streets. Everybody's out. So the parking lot is crowded. The line is long for the charging stations 1 through 8. So I'm kind of like just zigzagging aisle through aisle. So then finally I end up on the backside of Walmart. Don't worry, Imma get these angles right. We're gonna get the angles right. We gonna get figure out how to the best way to get this microphone situated. Don't you worry. Practice makes perfect. So I end up on the backside of Walmart where the guys are packing up the online orders for pickup. I'll say, "Hey, y'all." They're like, "Hey." I said, "Does anybody know where charging stations 9 and 10 are?" They're like, "Nah, we only know where that long ass line of chargers is." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the line that I'm avoiding." So I drive away from the backside of the store, zigzagging down from aisle to aisle. I finally reach the front of the store. So I'm like, okay, I've got to be getting closer because, I've circled about 80% of the parking lot. When I get to the front of the store, I can already see the green lights for the charging station. So I'm like, yes, I'm getting close. I look in the app, charging unit 9 and 10, they're still available because nobody knows where the fuck 9 and 10 is at. Like, it's literally, you have to go on a treasure hunt to find charging stations 9 and 10. So I go down the aisle, I pull up, both spaces are available. I'm just like, woo. We winning. We winning in these streets. So I hop out, plug up, run into Walmart, use the bathroom. Essentially, I was gonna buy myself a little snack, but it's a warm day, so everybody's in the street. So use the bathroom, come back outside, and I'm like, you know what? Leading with curiosity, this curiosity thing, it works. So I continue to read more pages. So I should get through this book rather quickly. If not in the next 3 weeks, definitely within the month. But I am looking forward to reading, coming on these lives, figuring out how to work the different software. I actually, what was taking me so long on the live that I started earlier on in the evening, um, I had slides for this presentation, but still learning the software. So at some point this week, we will get slides to make these lives a little bit more fun and entertaining. But I definitely wanted to leave something in the archive here. So read 10 pages a day. That is the poll, you see, at 41%. Read 10 pages a day, 41%. So be on the lookout for the polls. I don't have a timeline for when I'll drop the next poll for next week. Maybe probably on Monday or Tuesday, to be honest with you, so that people have plenty of time to vote. And that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching whenever y'all watch. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for cheering. Thank you for believing in me. I'm looking forward to starting my live earlier in the day tomorrow so I can potentially have fuck it. I'm gonna aim for 3 participants for tomorrow. Okay. We're aiming for 3 participants for tomorrow. Thank you for being a subscriber of the Grace Edit. If you do happen to watch this first live, go ahead and like it, drop a comment, maybe share something in your life that you've been curious about. And I'll see y'all on the next live.